Okay, I try to keep up on some of the news on some of the tools and stuff that I buy. Just to give you guys a chance, if you're going to go out and buy something like this, you'll know a little bit more about it. And so far, this has been a really good drill press. It's by Grizzly, and this is, let me see, let's make sure you get your right model number. They make a small desktop one. You can buy that if you didn't want the one that, you know, stands like this. This is a G7946. I noticed the book has some really cool stuff in it. I really like choosing the right speed in the book, and that tells you what type of, like you're using hardwood, softwood, or plastic, and what speed you should use, and what kind of bit. They even says, you know, like Forster bits, hole saw bits, and just like different types of bits. But it's pretty cool how that comes out. Now this here stands about, I'll say around 64 from the base. And that's not sitting on top of this dolly here, but it's around about 64, 65 inches high. So make sure you got a little bit of headroom, because you know you're going to open this thing up. You know, I don't have a lot of headroom above me, but it worked out fine for me. And I did put a little piece of wood right here, just kind of made my table a little bit bigger, and we wanted to do that. We're going to make a nice little table for it. As soon as I get in there, because I normally make these out of shelving. You can also get the tape and put on here. It's you know, you iron it on. It's got a little sticky, you know. But really nice drill press. This one, the reason why I bought it is because it had some of the features I thought was really neat, because of the way the head kind of moves back and forth, and it tilts. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really pleased with the horsepower in it, but it's a half horsepower and it does really well. I was surprised. I was really surprised. I thought maybe, you know, the half horse wouldn't be big enough to pull some of this stuff. And I'm using an 1.5 inch bit now, so it's doing really well in it. We've been drilling holes like crazy, but it's really smooth. This is a piece of pine, of course, but it's treated pine, and it goes through it really nice. And of course, you want to make sure you got a sharp bit. You know, it's not burning it, and it's not burning the bit. So that's what I like about it, because you know, you have to set these things to the speed of your bit. So if you use a Forster bit, it's going to use a lower speed than maybe just a regular, you know, regular bit. You know, like I guess you want to call them. I call them metal bits or whatever. You know, there's wood, metal, both. So there's a lot of different bits like hole saws and things like that. You know, the big yellow orange hole saw bits. So you know, when you do that, you want different speeds for each one of them. But that book shows you, which I've been doing it for a good many years, so I'm down to that speed, because after you burn up so many bits, you learn how to, you know, you learn how to do it. You learn how to lower the speed on it. But like I said, what got me is because of the way this thing moves. So first I'm going to show you, well, let me explain to you what's in it first. It's got a half a horsepower motor instead of 3/4, which like I said, I would have been better with 3/4, but I'm pleased with the power. It's got plenty of power, plenty. It runs a 5-speed. Said a lot of those, the metal ones, the bigger ones, they run, well, actually you can get woodworking ones. You can get with this a little bit more, I think 3/4 horse to 1 horsepower, which run using half. And I thought that would be a problem, which it's not. They give you the chuck and another wrench. Of course, that wrench is for down below the tilt the table. And then, of course, it's not put that on there, because there was no place to put it. You think you have I thought about going to like Harbor Freight. They have those little metal trays with a magnet on the back side of it. You know, you put little bolts and stuff if you're out working on your car. They have the single ones. They're just regular. I thought about just sticking one of them up there, and then you can just kind of throw the stuff in it. You know, because they give you a couple little Allen wrenches. Because there's some places on here you can use an Allen wrench. Let's see if I also can start on this side here. They have a tensioner right here, and that's for this arm right here. To see how much spring and tension you're gonna have on it, so you can tighten it up or loosen it here on the side. Of course, you got a little gauge here, and that, you know, you can set that, and then when you set it, you know, it'll stop so far. When you take this down, bring the bolt down here. There's some other little things in here. Right here, this little knob here, you pull this knob out. It'll set in 2 different places, but you kind of pull it out, and then you can turn that head. So, you know, if you're cutting something, you know, like you got a piece of wood you want to cut or drill a little bit of an angle, you know what I mean? you can do it on here. So that's pretty nice. That's a really good thing to have. And then of course there's two knobs. There's one here, one on the other side, and you loosen them up and you just kind of pull back on this a little bit, and then tighten those knobs back up, and that pulls that belt up on the top, so it'll tighten it if you can't, you know, if the belt's too loose. The tables, these tables on here, of course you got one right here, and when you loosen that, you can spin it around. So you can spin your table like that. Let me move this off of here and put it. But yeah, you can turn your table around like that, or you can take it right off that way, actually. You don't have to have it on there, that's for sure. You can take it off. And then you have another lever down here, and I know you guys, you already know what that is. So you can turn your work, you know what I mean? So when you're doing something and you got a piece of wood, even if it's strapped down on here and you got a hole you want to drill over here, you can just bring it right over to it if you want. And then, of course, you know, then bring the head up like this. I'll show you that in a minute. You also have another down here at the bottom where, like I said, you could tilt it. I think I told you at the beginning on that one. So, okay, we got that out of the road. Now, if you want, there's you loosen this bolt here up on this side. Everyone's got little handles. So, you know, if they got little handles on, they're supposed to be turned. If they're a bolt, you know, if they're a bolt, most of the time they're not supposed to be turned. You know, if you have to use a wrench on them, a lot of times they're not. I'll accept this down here, and I don't think I can put a handle down here. But most of them like this, they're meant to be turned. So if you don't loosen that a little bit, you can turn that head this way. See what I'm saying? So that's pretty neat. I mean, so now we're talking about tilting it, and then we're talking about moving it this way, like this. Okay? And then you just bring it back. And I thought about when I build my table, I'll put a center mark, you know what I mean, in my table, and then line it up. So when I line it up with this post, I'll line it up with laser light to this post. And then whenever I get ready, I can just put a bit in there, bring it down here, and then pull it right to the middle where it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try something like that. Tighten that back down. Okay, let me go ahead and get it turned here. And then what you can see on this side, this is that knob I was turning. You can tighten it up here. You tighten it up once you get it where you want to go. See, like that. Up here in the front, you have a nice little shield. It has two bolts right here. You can extend that shield down further. Just be careful, it's plastic. You know, if you break it, I'm sure you can probably get another one. They have a little adjustment right here, and what that's for is to stop this from going down so far. See? It looks like it's hitting it, but it's not. You could set that a couple different places, and then it'll go down. Now it's hitting it. See what I'm saying? You can set it. See, it won't go down any further. Or you can do it on the other side too, like I said, where that gauge is. You can do it right there, and you know, with the nuts and bolts. And you can see it's got the 5-pulley system here, and you just move the pulleys up and down a little bit further to get your speed. I think it's from 3,000 to 550 would be the speed on it. So, and then I have it mounted on a Caddy, and this Caddy down there is from Harbor Freight. I bought it from Harbor Freight. They recommend you use 2 pieces of plywood, 3/4 inch, 3 3/4 long. No, what am I talking about? 2 pieces of plywood, 3/4 inch, but the size is 23 and 3/4 by 23 and 3/4, because you know you're going 24 by 24. That allows your 1/4 inch off of it to get set down inside your frame, and then glue and screw it. You know what I mean? And then bolt it into your deck. But so if you guys are starting out, I mean, this could be really something that could knock your small little business up pretty fast. Depends on what you're making. You know, we're getting ready to make some things, so we got to get our tools all ready. I've been working on a little bit of stuff here and there to get things straightened up. But this is from Grizzly. It's a 1/2 horsepower. Just moves all different ways. Real easy to put together. It's not hard at all. Give you great instructions. I think instructions kind of good. And if you do have a problem, just go on to grizzly.com or or call them guys, get their number, call. I mean, they're there to make money, not to tell you no, we can't do that. But they do make different ones of the style, the way it's designed. I think they make Shopbox has one. There might be another couple companies, but I'll tell you what, if you're in a small business and you're doing woodworking, I'd advise you buy one. I really do, because this is just a little bit more option than just a regular drill press. Just pulling the handle down and drilling straight down. I mean, you got different angles and stuff, and that's when you're doing woodworking. You always want a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you want to do that kind of stuff. Okay, that's about it. I could tell you, I was just going to keep an update on it and let you know a little bit later. If anything happens to them, for sure I'm going to put it online. But I've never really had. I don't have any problem with Grizzly products. We buy them all the time. I got table saw, and I've had it for quite a few years. Actually, it'd be nice to update it one day. Probably get something a little bit bigger. But tools hold up pretty good. They hold up pretty good. I don't have that much problem with that. So, okay, if you guys like the video, just please subscribe to it. If you haven't, leave me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out a lot. And you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.